My name's Colin Heywood, Managing Director of Anderson Sheppard, and here we are in our bespoke shop, and I'm really excited to show you this new house tweed. So this has been woven for us exclusively by Sam at Woven in the Bone, who does all our exclusive tweeds, and it incorporates a recycled yarn, which literally is the offcuts that we've taken from the cutting room floor over the past year. Instead of throwing those offcuts away, we've kept them, bagged them up each day, and we've accumulated probably over about 70 to 75 kilos of waste. Within that waste is literally thousands and thousands of different pieces of fabric. Tiny little offcuts that have all gone together to incorporate to make this beautiful dark green yarn that is woven into this material.
I'm Sue Thomas, the founder of Eco-Luxe. I've worked on this very special project with Anderson Sheppard for over the last year. So Eco-Luxe works with individual companies to reprocess and recycle their off-cut fabric waste. The machine in Yorkshire takes all the offcuts, breaks it down, it's then blended with new wool fibre and then sent off to be spun and then back to cloth at Woven in the Bone.
We decided on going for a nice dark green colour because it's so useful for tweed, and what we've done here is we've incorporated it with a lighter green to create a really nice green herringbone. And to complement that, we've also added a red, a blue and a rust to give it those autumnal and sort of classic country colours. Firstly, I think the customers will really enjoy the story, the fact that it's very ecologically friendly, that we're not only creating a beautiful piece of fabric, but we're actually reusing the small amount of waste that we have. It sort of makes it very personal. I mean, there's a good chance that any customers that order this, some of their suit fabric could even be in the actual yarn itself. And I think what is also nice is that it's very random. So the yarn itself is truly unique. And with Sam's great skill, we feel we've created a beautiful piece for our customers.
My name is Sam Goats. My little business is Woven in the Bone. We're on Buckie Harbour on the Murray Firth coast in the northeast of Scotland. Very lucky that I've come along at a time where there's so much more interest in all the craft skills and the traditional skills, and that came at a time where, you know, I was able to find these machines. What I love about these looms is the interaction, and it does feel like it's a piece of equipment that you are quite intimately attached to. I love the way they look. I love the cogs, the wheels, the gears all turning. There's something very aesthetically appealing about them. Nothing on the loom moves until my feet go on the pedals. And then once that starts, then all those individual components, all the individual mechanisms kick in and connect, and the foot going down pushes that, pulls that, twists that, and everything starts. You can listen to the loom, and it's giving you messages. It's telling you that you need more oil there and you need more paraffin there, and if you go a little bit faster I'll feel a bit better. It's a really intimate connection, and I love that because it makes every moment quite unique. It means you're sort of connecting to every little bit of the fabric, and that just makes it really special for me as the weaver. I was so lucky to be involved in the early development of the project, but this particular has now developed on to Anderson and Sheppard collecting their own offcuts from the tailors' benches, and that's been processed by John at Inuyo into a lovely new yarn that's got such incredible character. I mean, apart from the fact that you know it has a sort of timeline history and an experience of its own before it's even become the yarn, but there's all sorts of colour in there, there's a little bit of texture, it's beautifully soft. Colour's really interesting, there's little flecks of blue and red. It handles really nicely, it's going to perform really well, it's going to wear really well, and I can really connect with it. As a weaver, reweaving it into a new cloth is easy. It's just fantastic. It's got all the character that you want to give the cloth a new character, and combining that with yarns that are already available of an equal fineness of wool. It's just occurred to me that actually some of my other cloths might be in this yarn. How fascinating is that? I mean, it's the offcuts from the tailors' benches and they're using some of my cloth, so it could be that cloth that I've made already has come back to Bucky. And it's great, this new cloth is going to have a new life and may go on to have other new lives one day. Some of it will be walking around the streets on a beautiful jacket, and some of it might come back here.
We're in Galashiels at Schofield Dyers and Finishers. We've been here since about 1956. The finishing process is they come in straight off the loom, so they're in a grey state, they're in the greasy state, and then we scour it, and then we put a finish on it, work it to an exact dimension, whatever the customer requirements are. We can work it in the scouring, so if it's feeling slightly thready, what we'll do is we'll just give it an extra 10 minutes, give it a little bit at a different speed. It's very hands-on. It's stayed a hands-on because wool is a natural product. Whether it's wool, whether it's silk, whether it's cashmere, it's all natural and it's all slightly different, okay? So it comes in and it just has to be done by handle. Handle and appearance. It's not just something you can put in a machine, comes out the other side, and everything's hunky-dory. Not a lot changed in years and years and years. Like Sam's stuff, she gets a what's called a bailey blow, which is it's manually put in by hand into the bailey blower, steamed, pressed, comes out, and that's it. That's her finished. It stabilises it, puts a press on it, gives it a bit of lustre. That's what the process does. We're situated right by the river. Scottish water, it's nice and soft water. It's always been great for finishing. We take it straight out the River Gala, so it gets pumped through there, into your system, goes through a couple of filters, into your system, straight in. Nothing needs to be done. No chemicals added or anything like that. No softeners have to be added to the actual water as it's coming in. It's just straight out the river. You can't sell anything off the loom. It gets sold once it's finished. And I mean, it's great for me anyway, to see the actual fabric coming in and then to see it going out in a finished state. The difference is huge. The difference is massive.
Most of our tweeds would work very well single-breasted. This example that we've had made here is our classic 3-button roll through. So effectively you just do the centre button and it shows the softness of the canvas we use. It just opens up into the centre. The ticket pocket is always a lovely detail to have for a sport coat. We've also incorporated a swelled edge on here, which just adds a little bit more casualness to it. But I would suggest going for a single-breasted, either 2 or 3 button with the ticket pocket is perfect look.